Aviation connects people, regions, and economies. But as the world looks to 2050, one question drives innovation: how can we keep flying while protecting our planet? The aviation sector faces a historic challenge to drastically reduce emissions, limit noise, and achieve climate neutrality while remaining globally competitive. PULSAR supports European policymakers in shaping the future of sustainable aviation. By identifying key technologies and creating a roadmap for cleaner, quieter, and smarter air transport, we help align research, education, and policy toward a greener aviation sector. PULSAR unites Europe's aerospace leaders to build a shared roadmap for sustainable aviation. It begins with defining the future. PULSAR develops scenarios for European aviation, exploring how social, political, and technological shifts could shape the skies of tomorrow. PULSAR also sets measurable indicators metrics that translate political goals into numbers, ensuring every scenario is evaluated against clear, quantifiable objectives.
We developed 4 different scenarios. First scenario is the current situation, but then continuing in the future, also the European climate targets and so on. We have another scenario, which is a technological-driven scenario, where we expect technological developments taking place. We also have an environmental scenario, where we use policies to enforce environmental measures that has to be taken on aviation. And finally, we have a more pessimistic scenario. The glass is half full, as we named it, and in that case you see more localization of the world, less cooperation between different countries, so that's a limited growth scenario that we also evaluate. The goal to see the boundaries of development and estimate what kind of bandwidth we expect for future generation of aircraft development and technology, and in what way we can actually achieve the environmental goals that we have set in the past.
Then comes the search for enablers. We identify and screen breakthrough solutions, technologies that make aviation quieter and cleaner. From low noise designs and low emission propulsion to sustainable aviation fuels and disruptive aircraft concepts, each enabler is mapped with its readiness level and environmental impact.
We defined aircraft platforms that needed to satisfy 2 main requirements. The first key requirement was to represent sufficiently the socioeconomic scenarios defined in a previous phase of the project. The other requirement was to optimize the trade-off between computational accuracy and computational effort.
Next, we summarize everything, taking the scenarios and using the indicators to measure real environmental impact. Through quantitative analysis, expert workshops, and gap identification, PULSAR defines the research priorities that will guide the update of Europe's strategic aviation research and innovation roadmap.
So using information we have gathered earlier on in the project, we are assessing worldwide emissions through simulations. We try to predict for different economic scenarios the CO2 from air transport in the future for several years, 2050 up to 2070. Similarly, we will also do predictions for noise, European airports, and extrapolate those predictions so that we have a reasonable simulation of all the European airports.
Beyond research, PULSAR invests in education, communication, and collaboration, linking innovation with people and preparing Europe's future engineers and policymakers.
Our new education roadmap will be published on the PULSAR website, enabling all early career scientists and engineers to see what's available in terms of education and training within the context of sustainable aviation.
The PULSAR project is a policy-oriented project which is aiming to support the European Commission in orienting future research on aviation emission and noise. Recently, there has been a change of mood. We will not have any competitiveness without environmental aviation. We must achieve greener aviation to some extent to be competitive.
PULSAR, charting the roadmap to a climate-neutral sky. Follow our journey on LinkedIn and stay tuned for our results as we shape the future of sustainable flight.